Hello! Welcome back for this video on the Wisconsin Annual Conference 2021. This video will be on the resolutions at conference. So this is all the stuff that I helped to vote on. This year was a bit different because we had virtual voting. The bishop, as usual, led the live business sessions, but we used an online voting system in addition to the Zoom webinar. So every eligible voter had a unique ID used to log into the website. And in addition to casting ballots, the voting website also facilitated addressing conference, submitting amendments and changes to legislation, and some other legislative tasks. We had a test vote on do you like pickles, and you can see what it looks like on the screen here, where they just have the question and the website for where to go to, as well as the command to please vote now. And in case you're curious, Do You Like Pickles had landslide approval at annual conference. So the first three resolutions at conference have to happen every year. So there's usually not a lot of discussion, amendments, conversation. These really just have to happen. So the first one was a motion with procedures for authorizing meeting and voting online. The second one was for the session rules for this year, which had to be revised due to the difficulty in making all verses heard. And they also clarified some of the processes to fit the commitment to radical inclusion. These changes included allowing suspension of the rules and further action items if time permitted. And finally, we had a consent agenda with several routine but necessary items, including the camp and retreat promotion, announcement of Youth Ministries Sunday, United Methodist Women's Sunday, nominations, as well as rental and housing allowances for retired and disabled clergy persons. The next two motions, 104 and 105, were involving the Board of Pensions, Insurance, and Equitable Compensation. These covered past service annuity rates and several conference policy changes. The minimum compensation for clergy in 2020 was raised with a cost of living increase of 2%. For equitable compensation, the cap on what can be paid out was changed from 20% to 10% of salary. And we don't currently have any churches on equitable compensation, so this change in policy currently isn't affecting anyone currently. And finally, there was an important update to the group health insurance policy, which has been changed to stipulate that individuals who qualify for Medicare and disability should enroll in the conference-sponsored Medicare supplement instead of using the group plan like a Medicare supplement. For some background, most clergy get their health insurance through the conference, unless they have like a spouse who has health insurance elsewhere. So this policy has been talked over with those that it would affect, and it would basically just have people use the Medicare supplement instead of the general plan like a Medicare supplement. And both of these motions did pass. WC 106, the disaffiliation of Trinity UMC in Waldo, Wisconsin, did have some conversation and a vote of postponement. This motion would have approved Trinity to leave the UMC using a pathway created in the 2019 Special General Conference. And according to Trinity's lay rep, Trinity had reached a fork in the road based on the current course of the UMC and viewed this as an amicable separation. However, the motion to disaffiliate was postponed due to concerns over legal and financial obligations that weren't present in the motion and are necessary for this special pathway to be used. And this involves stuff like pension liability and Trinity not clearly expressing the specific views and reasons why they seek to leave in the motion. So due to this postponement, Trinity was not approved for disaffiliation at the 2021 annual conference. And on Saturday, Bishop Young offered some clarification on this vote, just so that we're all on the same page. This is not a no, it's just a not yet. And according to the session rules, the vote to postpone can't be reconsidered in the same voting session. So even though we had the motion to postpone on Friday, we could not on Saturday take up the motion again. The resolution did not provide all necessary information, and postponing was for the protection of both Waldo and the annual conference. And while we are in uncharted territory with this, we all are invited to act with integrity and pray for both Trinity UMC and the annual conference as they navigate this new and changing relationship. We also had two submotions for the discontinuance and closing of local churches, including Colby UMC in Colby, Wisconsin, and LaVale Irontown Faith UMC in LaVale, Wisconsin. Both of those resolutions were approved. We had the budget and nominations, which were approved for the upcoming year. For the budget, in my written report as well as the reports video, you can see more notes on the budget. And for nominations, in the past year, more people have stepped down from committees than have joined, which have created many vacancies that nominations is actively working to fill. So that report is more sparse than it normally would be. The report we voted on was still a work in progress at that point. And I included this picture that was at the end of the budget report because I thought it was just fantastic. There were two final resolutions at conference. WC 110 was a resolution for anti-racism and anti-hate crimes against Asian and Asian Pacific Islander Americans. This timely motion was approved with one amendment, which changed the description of racism as a demonic force to spiritual forces of wickedness. This language change may seem minor, but in addition to being in keeping with our Wesleyan tradition, it also reflects that individuals are responsible for racist biases and beliefs, not some outside force. And finally, there was a culture of call resolution where we had enough time on Friday to bring forward this resolution, which was submitted on Friday. And recognizing that we have a clergy shortage in Wisconsin, this resolution charges that the bishop, cabinet, and board of ordained ministry be intentional in clergy recruitment and development, as well as providing communication tools for available ministry opportunities. There were several friendly amendments, and this motion was approved, along with the anti-Asian hate amendment. And we have come to the end of our resolutions. These are all the things that were voted on at conference. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you so much for watching.